everybody. Thank you so much for coming out. Today we are here. Today we're here to celebrate our number 6 copy edition of Genre Urban Arts. Genre Urban Arts is a playground for creatives. Our focus is providing a platform for creatives to perform and to become published. So we're gonna have some fun tonight. I would like to introduce our host for the night, Nia. Nia is from Harlem. As she said last night very boldly, Harlem is in the house. I don't have the bravado that she does. You'll see in a moment. But I like to have Nia as a host for Genre because Nia has an energy that radiates off of her, yes. And you will see that in just one moment. So thank you. Come on up. Thank you.
All right, child. What's up? Let's do this. Let's get it going. But first of all, I am so honored to be here in the Bowery, but I gotta let y'all know how it's going down. Harlem is officially in the building now. Okay. Let's get it. Let's go. Okay? You already know how we do. Now, I want to thank Nakeysha for having me so much. I'm going to let y'all know she has to be crazy to let me host. But she's a visionary. She's crazy in a good way.
Yes, some ways not so good.
Most of it. Let's claim all of the good. And so tonight she has organized a wonderful roundup of talent, of creativity, of passion that is going to move you in a very honest and in a very authentic way. And to kick the night off, before we just get in, we gotta set the vibe, we gotta set the tone, we gotta move, right? So can I move y'all a little bit and let y'all really know why she let me host?
You sure can.
I can?
Yes.
All right. I only heard one person say that. So y'all don't know. Sometimes I'm a teacher. So I don't know if the whole class is with me. So I'm gonna ask again, is it all right if I set the tone? Is it all right if I move y'all a little bit so you're ready to receive what everybody has? All right, so let's move. Let's start with a crowd favorite that I do. Aunt Jemima is not one of my ancestors. And I can't even do this with the mic. Y'all won't hear me.
Okay.
I wasn't born with a natural knack for churning butter nor baking bread. Mysteries are mapped out between my thighs, and history is hidden in these eyes. Wonder and chaos are etched in my palms. Unwritten psalms cling to the tip of my tongue, awaiting an occasion to be sung. Fury and fire are wafted in the marrow of my lungs.
Okay.
Build me a table, and this is what I'll serve you. Aunt Jemima is not one of my ancestors, and I damn sure ain't your mother either. Hey. Thank you. Now, our blood is flowing, our minds are going. Now we're getting ready, we're getting in the spirit of the celebration of creativity that Nakeysha has put together for us on this night. We have, yes, I got you.
Okay.
I got you. So first up is Mel Shante, and I'm going to read you her bio and let you know a little bit about her, and then you prepare your hearts to get into her and receive her. Mel Shante is a poet, a writer, a content creator from Boston. We're not going to hold that against her, because she lives in Brooklyn, so it's okay now. Mel's been performing poetry the past few years in Boston, New York, Atlanta, Charlotte, Chicago, soon Philly, and DC. I see you, sis. Do it. She created a platform, Bow to Self, as a collective space to nourish self-talk through shared affirmations. And Mel is releasing her first physical book of poetry and words, Brown Butter, this April. Look at this. Y'all getting a preview, okay? This April. And you can listen to her poetry and all music on streaming outlets. So please give a warm, enthusiastic welcome to Mel Shantae.
How y'all feeling? Good. Happy Sunday. Okay, so I'm just gonna share a few poems with you all tonight, and this first piece is called "Women Make the World Go Round." You know, it's Women's Month, so this piece is dedicated to my grandmother. Yesterday marked 8 years since her passing, and so this poem is about her and it's dedicated to her.
Long live the Queen.
Yes. To be black, to be bold, to be woman, to be told the only way to be a lady is to keep your legs closed and your mouth shut and your head down. You can speak up, just not too loud. It's okay if a man runs around as long as he keeps it on the low down, but keep your chin up while you hold it down. And make sure you know how to throw it down in the kitchen and in the bedroom, because that's what makes you wifey material now. Keep your waist slim, but your booty round. Wear fitting clothes that show the goodies you behold as you bend down to the 99 2000s intro word to juvenile. Hey. Don't get me wrong now. I love a song that brings a good twerk out, okay? These are just things in my mind I want to work out. Pardon me while I flex these verbs and pronouns. I just want the world to see us for our inner crowns, because we women be the ones to make this world go round. I remember on Sundays, at sunrise, before the morning dew dipped on my eyes, Grandma would prep her greens. She'd make one pot with pork, the other without, for those who didn't eat that type of meat. Then she'd whip up her famous macaroni and cheese, and until this day, I wish she snuck me her recipe. It was magic the way my fork would scrape the plate clean. After all the devouring, I look up and see my family sitting around me smiling. Happy hearts and brimful bellies. You can hear the love lingering in between the silence. All because of this one woman who held down her regime. It was as though there was gold in her heart. Every now and then I caught a glimpse of its gleam. She's the one who raised my daddy to be a king, despite falling under the hand of his daddy's beatings. As he was sneaking between sheets, she was keeping the house clean, sweeping up the crumbs that fell from his full mouth after he'd eat. Yet still, she loved and cooked and sang and laughed and tended to her vegetable garden in the back and bought me one of those state quarter maps and taught me how to play Remy, spade, solitaire, and blackjack, and was quick to put anybody in check if they decided to talk out the side of the neck, and in the same breath give them her last cent without them even having to beg. We women be the ones to make this world go round, healing through our hearts, our supernatural superpower, trailing love like footprints or petals from a flower. We shower our shine and bloom colorful hues in every room we step foot into, growing houses into homes and children into beautiful souls who go on to share light and write life and speak stories about the good old times with grandma on those late nights and early mornings in front of an audience like you. And it all begins inside of our wombs. Thank you. Oh yeah, my book Brown Butter comes out next month in April. And so these poems are going to be in there if you want to read them. You can add me on social media, Mel Shantae. And yeah, this next piece is To My Future Husband. I actually have a short film for it on YouTube if you want to check it out. And this is how it goes. to my future husband. First, let me just say that I commend you for having the courage, patience, love, and compassion to be with a woman like me. Now, you know that I know that you know I have my moments. It's kind of like my mind has a mind of its own. Okay.
It's all right.
Okay. It's like my mind has a mind of its own. Summoning stories of possible scenarios, a thought-twisted twilight zone that's 99.98% blown out of proportion, but I promise I'll do my best to make you feel at home. I'll keep my questions to a minimum. All right, I'll try to keep my questions to a minimum. I won't let my wonders wander too far. I'm still learning to learn. Still healing from old hurts and patching up past scars. Forgive me in advance if I doubt you or try to find fault in your ways. I'm not used to having a man in my life that's loyal, let alone one that stays. I was raised by my mother full-time and my father on the weekends. Well, every other weekend, which turned into once a month. That grew into every other and trickled down into a few times a year. Overnight bags slung over my shoulder, constantly asking, Mom, is Daddy coming? Is he here? She tried to conceal the disappointment in her eyes, along with the tears. And so, maybe I had this subconscious fear of being left to take care of 3 daughters of my own like Mama did. Of having my kid sit down on the couch to my right, watching me and Daddy fight as he packs his bags and my love in the middle of the night, or maybe it's the morning, I don't know. All I know is that it feels dark as the door shuts behind him. That's not quite the memory I want our future child to have. Trust me, it doesn't go away. In fact, it got stronger after my father passed away on July 20th, 2016. It's the craziest thing. We were just getting to the good part. Thank you. For this last piece, I'm gonna need some crowd participation. Woohoo! Okay. So if you guys can just like snap your fingers. And I'm just gonna... Okay, on beat.
On
Okay.
the 1 and 2.
Okay. This is like a little flow I wrote. Sometimes I write my poetry to like just beat, so just vibe with me right now. Let's see where these words take me. Head bopping to your finger snapping beat. Where on my manners, my apologies. I'm Mel Shantae, and no, my name isn't Melody. But it would be fitting the way I squeeze into these schemes, sort of like Genuine saying about squeezing into those dreams. Or the way God so glory on the inseams of my jeans. You can always be the patchwork of a being that beams anyway. My first name, Melissa. Shout outs to my pops who gave it to me. I miss you dearly. I can see it clearly now. The rain is gone and I can see the sun up in the clouds. Wow. Every time I think about my mama, I smile. All she's overcame, triumphant over trials. And even though I don't always show it, she's my biggest inspiration. I need her to know it. Everything I did, she was the first to support it and even hype me when I told her I wanted to be a poet. There I was. 11 years old, submitting a poem back when we disconnected the phones in order for Internet Explorer to load. Who would have known that I would win first place? She said, good job, baby, printed it and put it in the frame, planting the seed that I can do anything in my brain. So I plant the same seeds every time I'm on stage. Hey, yeah, I plant the same seeds every time I'm on stage. So I plant the same seeds every time I'm on stage.
Go off, girl.
I'm gonna let y'all sing it with me now. Ready? Okay. So I plant the seeds
Every time that I'm on stage.
All right, we can do it better. We can do it better than that now. Come on.
That was beautiful. Give it up one more time for her. Make sure you follow her on IG, Mel Shantae. Make sure you support the release of her book, Brown Butter. It's April, coming out next month. We need to remember to support our living artists. It's great to buy books of people who have died and passed away, but it's good. It's good. I recommend. I love the canon. Make sure you know the canon, the black and the white. Don't let's make sure your canon is multicultural and diverse. But support those who are creating the new canon. So make sure that you get Brown Butter. And now, as we transition into our next performer, and I'm so excited, because can I tell y'all something special about today for me? Okay, thank you. Okay? I'm gonna tell y'all anyway, whether y'all see that or not. Right. I got the mic. So, today, I don't think Nakeysha didn't know this. She probably knows of this, but she did not know the timing of today. So last year was my return to poetry, 2018. I returned to poetry after a 12-year hiatus. Thank you. However, the day that I officially made the decision to create my collection, She's Come Undone, do you know what day it was? Yes! And so today, 1 year after deciding, hey, I'm going to be a poet again, I'm here with poets, with artists, hosting at the Bowery. This is beautiful. This is so divine. And my daughter likes to call me ratchetdemic. I'm very academic, but I'm very ratchet. So I can't just celebrate this day with a little poetry. We got to turn up. So I'm so excited to bring Brandon Armani up to the stage.
Okay.
All right.
And he gonna turn it up for us. And let me tell you how lit he is. He is so lit. He doesn't even have a bio. He just is. So he about to turn it up for us. You might see me drop a little. Don't tell nobody. Just watch, clap, enjoy. Brandon, do your thing, brother.
A little caught off guard, Took me some time to get here, I expected to go a little later in the night, Some traffic in New York. How y'all doing tonight? Yeah. No, I need to really know y'all doing good tonight. Okay. DJ, I'm gonna let you know when to hit that. But I need to take some time to, talk to you. This is my little, non-disclaimer. It's my little contract between me and the audience. I just need one favor from you guys. I need you guys to enter the Bowery tonight, celebrating, genre, urban arts, and, we're gonna have a great night. We all have open minds, I'm assuming, if you're coming to a poetry club. You gotta have an open mind. Because you're gonna hear something that may mess you up a little bit. So, me, I am an artist. You can follow me on Instagram, Brandon Armani _ and you can follow my YouTube channel. I only started 9 months ago releasing my music. This is something that's really important to me. Honestly, I feel like true artists only know. And shout out to all my true artists that write your own ish.
Okay.
Because when you write, it's something that you're going through. It's something that it's like I kind of compare it to a time capsule. You know how you leave time capsules, and over time someone will eventually discover it and know, oh, okay, someone was like me or, related to me, but, these were the differences and these were the similarities. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with my music, I treasure it and I honor it. And, when I started writing music, unfortunately I wasn't that saved. I didn't find the Lord. So you may hear some some vulgar language. It's gonna be explicit. I'm letting you know that right now. Okay? But I'm not gonna get that to you just like that. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. So I'm gonna actually sit down because I feel like as an artist, you have to show people that you can relate. That's the point of being an artist. It's not about this bougie lifestyle that the industry make it seem like it is. It's not about that. It's about touching someone in the audience to where their night may have been going bad, but they saw you perform and now it's going great. They have a different mindset. They have a different outlook on life. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, that's important. Your outlook and your mindset is really important. So, I'm going to keep it real with y'all, and I'm going to start y'all off with something like, you could start my track, DJ. I'm going to sit down for this one.
Sit on
Oh, thank you. Oh, I got to chill? Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. All right. Brandon Armani. You are my medicine, yeah. Yo. Feeling moist heat when I'm deep in it, so I creep, rip sheets when I beat it. Caught a cramp and my legs still beating. Can't stop seeing, go full speed. Ain't Bobby Schroeder, but I'm really tweaking. Similar says I see her on the weekend. On a mission, shorty, hard is what I'm seeking. Heart is really beating when I'm in your body like I'm digging for gold. Ain't Illuminati, but I'm taking your soul. Put my back into it, make a bang on the wall. Finna bang right back into you, making a crawl. Fact that the matter is I want you. Better give it all, I ain't settling for partial. Louis in your face, but you rather go to Marshalls. Wanna give it to you, but you rather niggas rob me. I do not know, yeah. Bible say reap what you sow, yeah. Told my niggas, they said no, yeah. They told me to stay by and go, yeah. Told me that they'd leave you hanging, but they didn't care what they were saying. Now I'm sick as hell just complaining. Addicted to you, no debating. Cause you are my medicine, and I am smart, I ain't talking time medicine. Shooting my shot and I bet I am ducking. And king of the jungle, so call me a lion. Then don't trust a lion, bitch, really been lying since first day we met, had me proving your innocence. Cause you was my medicine, God. You was my medicine, God. You are my medicine, and I am smart, I ain't talking time medicine. Shooting my shot and I bet I am ducking. And king of the jungle, so call me a lion. Then don't trust a lion, bitch, really been lying since first day we met, had me proving your innocence. Cause you was my medicine, God. You was my medicine, God. Funny how heard ain't the word. Heard ain't even the word. Man, it's fucked up. I mean, the bitch was a bird. Bitch was a bird. Treat it like contrast. Leave the bitch on the curb. Leave the bitch on the curb. Once you get two strikes, no such thing as a third. And honestly, it's really fuck the money. If I ain't loving me, who else gon' wanna love me? But when I'm bustin' it, she never ducking it. Ain't never run from it. Ride it with confidence. She yellin', daddy, you peepin'. Milking that kitty, I sleepin'. Legs in the air and I'm in between. Shorty sip Henny, ain't sippin' lean. Gasket the blowin', BA, you know it. Take wifey with me, a 2-for-1 slogan. She yellin', daddy, you never stay focused. They cats are spellin' it, they hocus pocus. I do not know, yeah. Bible say reap what you sow, yeah. Told my niggas, they said no, yeah. They told me to stay by and go, yeah. Told me that they'd leave you hanging, but they didn't care what they was saying. Now I'm sick as hell, just complaining. Addicted to you, no debating. Cause you are my medicine, and I am smart, I ain't talking time medicine. Shooting my shot and I bet I am ducking. The king of the jungle, so call me a lion. Then don't trust a lion, bitch, really been lying since first day we met, had me proving your innocence. Cause you was my medicine, yeah. You was my medicine, God. You are my medicine, and I am smart, I ain't talking time medicine. Shooting my shot and I bet I am ducking. The king of the jungle, so call me a lion. Then don't trust a lion, bitch, really been lying since first day we met, had me proving your innocence. Cause you was my medicine, yeah. You was my medicine, yeah. You are my medicine. If I'm not with you, I cannot win. Break niggas' heads with my dumb hard rap bars. Niggas that jack cars, yeah, I'm talking cash bars. If I wrote a book, shit will be a Bible. Coming out of monument, these niggas suicidal. Fuck what you heard, I'm here to set the record straight. I bench niggas like Ike, turn to eat the cake. I wear a snack with a back when I'm rapping. Hope for a hand, motherfucker, I'm the captain. Broke niggas, little dirty ass kitchens. Getting to the bread like McDonald's.
chickens. Y'all really fucking, y'all know I get busy. Busy with the balls like a dog with a frisbee. Drizzy, no war for that. That's facts to the max like that. So you know I break backslash. I'm a murderer, murdering the rap game. My boss insane, garnish and chains. In a club with a rock and mimosa. Sending whack niggas to the back like Rosa. Toaster, microwave two bitches, I roast them. Cook them, grill them, I'm a straight driller. Got a whole stack of bands, nigga, that's a bank. Little ass pistol, motherfucker, I'm a tank. Eat a steak with a cops, yeah, that's a stakeout. Kill more rats than a Chinese takeout. Let a nigga try me, I'ma catch a body. Sacrificing the ass on an honey. Nigga, that's a hobby. Nigga, call me Poppy. I want a red bone like Roxy, brown like Foxy. For the damn so biz, but I call my fuck shit like ITS. And I pop up out of nowhere like a damn pop quiz. And no Fritz to cry, but I took you to win. A girl's name ain't because it's really the win. Only think about it, I ain't giving no kids. Ain't drop a seed, ain't trying to plant a tree. Ain't trying to raise life, ain't raising a mini me. No time for that, yeah, only got time for big checks. Got time to spit shit. Who's next? Come like a trigger, my mouth, my feet are done. Shots get the ball and your bars got that done. Never gonna fall, no virgin on. Young libertine just told me on. And I got my eye on sort of a young one. Might end up wiping Persia with Efron. Got a bad John who loves their breath on. Untouchable, they should have been Teflon. Like Grandpa, I clean up my act golly. Rock solo, ain't looking for when it's swarthy. I said Brandon Armani. Should already know how I'm catching them bodies. Smack nigga bitches, spitting on catfishes. Pump action against birds and mistresses who really whack back to back. I bought the rap and beat a back, stab your banks up, and when I light up, I beat the brains up, then beat her bankrupt. Hold on, cut these bars. You heard? Wait, what? If you're under C, you're definitely under B. A little too sport, but not E. Hey, this is my E, hung up with S. And still I'm blessed, ain't even son. Dang, what BA say, what BA say? Ain't negotiating, my niggas go dead jack. I'm a fresh breath, they calling me tic tac. Get a dog up bones, I'm calling it knick-knack. Balls more solid than bitches with big backs. City talk with bitch calling that Kit Kat. My boy tried to back, but I'm ready to hit that. He turned around quick like I'm sorry, I missed it. I said once again, I'm ready to hit that.
Hold on. While I'm on this wave, hold on. I'm leaving off with this. There was times I was in the dirt, I was in the dark, I was on the grind. The very moment when your life fucked and your inner hurt, but your outer shine. Badly blown by the Henny flowing, had a nigga thinking that he Hulk Hogan. All alone on the summer nights, head dead with my heart broken. Tears flowing by the rain dripping, and I'm still sipping, and my brain tripping, and the Henny hit, and got my heart missing, and the clouds giving me blurry vision. No, I'm not sitting with no type of opposition. What's a proposition? What you saying? I ain't paying no attention. When you don't, you ain't viewing competition. I'm an opposition from the rip. Fake ones, see Armani and dip. Type of ones that ain't leaving a tip. Hold on, I'm trying to drop the mic. Let me pick it up for the queen. Hold on.
Give it up for Brandon. He came up here like we appreciate that. The blog appreciate that. Thank you. All right. Like I like that. Right. Oh, right. I was about to get crazy. Crazy. I'm trying to keep it together because I'm a host, right? I'm supposed to. Let me keep it together, right? Bring up our next act. Work Martyr. And Work Martyr is a writing partnership that develops from a shared experience of work and struggle. We know about that. Between two artists. Work Martyr produces Bastard Poetry, a quarterly underground print zine that has been published in genre urban arts, Rue Scribe, and Pinocchio. Oh, I love that word. Yeah, it's one of my favorite words. You know, it's a strange, like, little thing I have going on. Like, certain words, like, they just juicy, like, it just, have, like, penultimate, second to last, and you see that that, when you have candy and it's like that second like, it's good, and so, should I eat the last one? Oh, my diet. And I love that word, I love that word. And so their work has also appeared in Penultimate Pen magazine. And so we are now getting ready to receive Work Martyr. Let's welcome them to the stage.
Hey guys, how's it going? First time doing this, so. Let me get the thing up here. Who likes work?
What kind of work?
Any work. Any work that you don't want to be doing.
Oh,
Nobody likes it.
Do you all have jobs you like?
Kind of.
Anyway, this is called Incredible Battery.
Amen.
You know, it's hard to fight when they fuck with your calories. Assistant defoliant in your iron-soiled salaries. Premeditatedly plundering your strong personality. You function, they lie about your incredible battery. Filling you with fibs of your consumptive frugality. You can't possibly fit into this golden mentality. Damaged, dragged through incredulous unreality. Thieves blundering your apocalyptic abnormalities. These men are slick in their infinite skullduggery, claiming to cut the chaos and love so brotherly, emphasis brotherly, the utopian white man's luxury. To realize this will have you reaching for cutlery. And of course, violence is never compulsory. Defense, defend from greed embodies blubbery. When you get through to their bones, a gruesome discovery. They are rotten through and through and beyond recovery. I reveal too much of their dangerous biology. None listen, I'm screaming in panicked honesty. In this, you eschew your own personal sovereignty. Like this is an opinion and an absolute prophecy. You can have no life, your future is a commodity. You can have no place in their terrible economy. Never before so bold, the true human dichotomy. Us and them colliding at rapid velocity.
Hey, I'm Katie. So this next piece was our first piece published in print, and it was published in Genre Urban Arts. And 6 months later, we're up here for the first time. And
Yes.
that's all you gotta say about Genre Urban Arts, I think. All right. This is called What Is This Regarding? Dial tones are sound berserk, a dead blare before the bleat. I had sworn there was worse work, till phantom ringing wrecked my sleep. Consumer coddling for commission, limp wages breed non-believers. I tried to turn in the supply disposition, but my mouth melded to the receiver. Indentured digits, under contract, blunted to better punch in numbers. I flexed a fist, but the knuckles cracked. My bones were sold when I was younger. Corded spirals invade my internal coils, spooled tight around spine to cervix. I hunched, pitched, the helpful gargoyle, the perfect angel of customer service.
Give me a second here.
Take your time,
Give it up for Nakeysha and Nia. This piece is called Wheat Feverish and Tear Off Your Leg. The metal teeth clamp my ankle. I laugh a laugh. Irony is moving forward. Which is to say, I roared. A trap. Click, clack, my bones crack. Mechanical end, tethered, so I say. Quite upset in wild gesticulation. Food is not for family, not when we save the choicest cuts for father. Mortal home, skin and bone, this wound weeps feverish. I know this is a machine and I have some thumbs, but they are all wrong. Heavenly marrow, spited marrowy tallow, I did there rip the appendage. I am free and I no longer recall the name or function of the thing I have lost. Bliss means no cost. Come back, the heron did sway. left her truth to silence and candle. But of light or dark or biblical day came nothing save shame. Restless, bloody in the fact saved. It is truly of my own faults that these cuts now run. The rules were always clear. Never look at the sun. Wasn't it Jesus who said, look where you're going. I won't save just anyone. Thank you very much.
This next piece, I guess it's a new take on an old story. It's women's poetry. Women's Month?
Sure.
Pretend I knew that. Oh, Prometheus. It's been mixed up, what's been said. The world was punished with flame after you stole heaven's clay instead. That holy molding silk birthed myself, and from myself I became the first of many women on earth. Us, unsanctioned, unregulated life givers, so unto us was sown evil's blame. While you, the noble trickster, were lashed with eternal torment and fame. To the rock, man's dignity was splayed, though nightly your organ returned ever same, the raptor of day sliced deeper and spade. I suppose I freed you once, my friend, when I hushed heaven's talons tame. Returned, your soul and body did mend. Holy then, we joined in joyful defiance. Beautiful creation, sloppy without shame, crashed together into peaceful, sleepy silence. But when the red sun rose anew, your bloody gizzards the ground stained. Conditioned, you cut the meat from inside you. O Prometheus, our daughters mourn your lost claim, while our sons themselves self-made. We vow, 1,000 years, it won't always be thus. Thank you.
Yeah, so on your tables there's bastard poetry. That's the thing we make. You can take that home with you or leave it or whatever you want with it. At work mode on Instagram.
Talk a little bit about your mission for this. Tell us about your mission.
So with bastard poetry and work martyr, it's about, I guess, the struggle of work and how it can be hard to balance work and art. A lot of us know it's hard to write, it's hard to do a lot of things. There's always someone around in the day, and when you work all day, it's hard to come home and make anything. But, I think we figured out how to do it, I don't know.
You're doing good.
Thank you very much. This is called Fulgurite Cell. This is hurt ancient, a cracked tomb releases odious musk. Patches of cinnamon caulk maintain a plebeian bust. A handsome likeness, forgotten visage, betrayed by rust. Resolute particles grasped arm as in faded and tropic dust. The pain of great human superior was birthed unlikely by my mother. An egg fracked with shell intact, a golden severance but no further. Our fathers price paid down millennia, shale, squall, scream, precursor. Threads frayed past the knot, but the head persists verdure. Less a smile than a sneer, our families wax cold, they bring on battalions. A war waged at the exhalation of smoke, the ignite of the infant alien. Concentric crop circular misunderstanding, masses made the boys salient. History wrenches and lineage peels at the arrival of something different. The explanatory, merely satisfactory, like all things unclear, runs on. The way is traced by following a moment's path before it's gone, helping to find the way, day after day, to sing this dirge, a timeless song. Progress up, though some at once, the becoming is come and dawn.
So this last piece I wrote when my grandfather was entering hospice. I couldn't do anything to change the reality of that, you really can't. So I wrote this piece to try to change the nature of it. It's called Greenhouse. The stratosphere is making room for you, just above the weather. a nebulous stretching for whoever, and a final exhalation and clips the last tethered strand. But natural erosion has reshaped and sanded your plush hull into a single plank, and though it may float buoyantly on peak seas, and flout the sink and shore and shark alike, an updraft might even uplift for moments, and flick you fluttering before you clank, down to the slatted floor or your billowing bed of noxious sheets that bind and swallow your plainer self, exposing only your shrunken head that protrudes persistent into the third dimension. But your restoration bursts in spontaneous generation. Through expanding revolutions, the valley convexes, and your belly bounces off your surrounding conclave. Their own ebullient laughter steams their leaking tears, which then inflates your wrinkled flesh, sheer and plump, further until you are lifted up and up from the planetscape and your planetary stuff. You ascend, and your fullness spreads thin and thinner, weaving a net around the world's most superficial layer, just to catch my breath and throw it back, down to me, down here, beneath, but not beyond. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Give it up one more time for work. Wait till I get home, Dirge. Wait a minute. Come through with that vocab, those SAT words. Oh my God. It was beautiful. And thank you for what you're doing to bridge the gap between work and creating, because it is not easy at all. And so imagine having a job as a full-time teacher and being a mom and being a wife and getting a PhD, but you find a way to organize and create a space like this for creators and create magazines for them to have the opportunity to be published. So if you have not already invested in the work of living artists on today and in the work that Nakeysha is doing, make sure you hit that table and get a copy. Get all of them you can. Because while I'm not in the issue we're celebrating today, I'm in the last one. And if you're not already following genre urban arts, I don't see how that is possible, but if you're not, make sure that you add her on Instagram and make sure that you visit, because it's not just about that Insta life. She has real estate property online. Go to her website, genreurbanarts.com.
No catfish over here.
And check out the work that she's doing over there. She has a lot of bloggers who are submitting content, creating content, and informing us about the things going on in the world through their art, through their blogs. And there's also opportunities for you to submit. So if you're sitting here, I don't know how you could be sitting here and not be inspired.
Yes.
But if you are sitting there and you've been inspired and you've been looking for a chance to get that out of your system, head over to genreurbanarts.com/submittable and find out which projects are open for submissions and get in where you fit in, okay?
Yes.
And so as we prepare to bring our next artist up, she also does a fine job of balancing work and creativity. I'm gonna read you her bio, but while I'm reading it, I'm gonna be like editing it in between, like saying my own little stuff, cause I know her. Okay? That's why I get to know her though, because her work is very transparent, her work is very real, and her work is very personal. And every writer chooses, a different muse and a different piece of inspiration, but her life serves as a real inspiration for her work. So you're gonna get to know her, but you ain't gonna know her like I do, right? So I'm gonna let y'all know some stuff that's left out here, okay? All right. So Astrid Ferguson is the mama of the book Molt and the Serpent's Rattle. And after you see this and hear this and love this, right? You guys are gonna head out to Philly, get little Chinese bus tickets, like $15 right now. Next week she's having a release party and celebrating the Serpent's Rattle. She's celebrating the Serpent's Rattle. There'll be a book signing, there will be reading, there will be multiple artists performing. It's gonna be a great night, so you have to be there. That's the 30th, so make sure you get your life together for that. See, this is where I'm gonna edit now. It says she's an emerging poet. She is not, she is a poet. Yes. Poet, okay? No cap, period. Okay, she's a poet, for real. And she is a blogger. It says she's a part-time writer, but the amount of content that she creates and produces is not part-time, it's full-time. She hosts a podcast, so she has created space and a platform for other writers to share their voice and share their story. So make sure you connect with her, quite possibly. She will have you on, get her now before she's, I'm telling you, she's about to pop. Get in now, okay? She is the wife to an emerging Philly artist. She is a novice photographer, a major foodie, professional dance. This is a fact. I saw her. This is a fact. She is a dancer, okay, and a lover of all things creative. Astrid is an Afro-Latina. I hope she's gonna do my poem. Afro-Latina fashion. Born in the Dominican Republic. Now residing in the outskirts of Philadelphia, PA. That means she rich. And she migrated to the United States at the early age of 1. A passion for poetry developed after she dealt with childhood hardships and abuse. Please make space in your heart for Astrid Ferguson.
Especially when I have 2 kids. My little one is going to be 2 next month. So getting this body in shape has been work.
Well, show that work, sis.
Thank you, Nia, for that introduction. As she said, yes, I am the author of The Serpent's Rattle and Malt. Malt I created after going through postpartum depression. And everyone wanted to read more of my story. So the first chapter of Malt is the introduction of The Serpent's Rattle. And The Serpent's Rattle, it's about overcoming barriers as an immigrant and domestic abuse, child abuse, rape, and then overcoming all of that. So today, yes, I am doing Nia's favorite poem.
Y'all gonna thank me. Watch. Y'all gonna thank me.
I probably should have dressed better for that one.
No. Do it, girl. Do it. You look good.
I like my hoops big. My ears wear them like proud signs, Latina. I like to wear bracelets by the pack. My wrist prefers them over the woven baskets my mother and her mother and her mother and generations of mothers carried before me. A mí me gusta mi arroz mojado, con habichuela y aguacate, con la ensalada en el mismo plato. Yo cocino con salsa de tomate. Aquí se come hasta las patas de gallina. I like to wear long skirts with tropical colors so you can tell I'm foreign and remember the women who work the fields. I like to wrap my hair in red, white, and blue so you can understand my flags were worthy to carry star-spangled banners. I like to gloss my full lips, for I'm like the limoncillos that sweat in the sun. But first, you must bite into me. Y lamber mis semillas si quieres endulzar tu lengua.
I told y'all.
See, y'all in Spanish, y'all get that one. But okay. I like to wear my hair in curves. I pick its authenticity to increase the volume of Creole that broke French bondage. I learned to speak the English tongue so I can tell my people, immigration is a design to keep the lie expanding. The lie that what was stolen must be kept by denying its passage. I like to invite my friends to sit at our table. Let us discuss the wine we toast, made out of the blood and tears of ourselves we call chocolate. This is Afro-Latina fashion. This next poem, I try to remember, but I have to glance every now and then because it's a long poem. And it shows the good and the bad side of my upbringing. If you ever hang with me, you always know I'm very proud of my culture. But there's also things within my culture that I'm not proud of, and I'm sure it affects other cultures. But within my culture, it's embedded as a normality. I come from a view where the cable lines divide the sky. The bricks are shaded maroon, burgundy, and gray disguise. The molding is black, a villain of pure. I come from a view where the cable lines divide the sky, a place where the perfect black boxes are separated by metal prisons. A norm where potatoes are mashed for breakfast. Pools flew from fire hydrants to cool our legs from the elevator-less apartment complexes. I come from a view where the cable lines divide the sky, where dividing meant sharing the small riches of cigarette butts we found because that is all the high we can justify. This view where wishes extend from cornrows, places with fans that blew hot air on hot summer days. See, AC was for the rich folks. Still, we cook sancocho con arroz as if we weren't dying from a heat stroke. I come from a view where the cable lines divide the sky. It's like the Lord's way of saying, you got a long way to the beach. Here, we sell ignorance for sand, hatred for palm trees, and a mean fist for breakfast. A place where sidewalks become memoirs with cheap roses and prayer candles for those who were violently killed. I wouldn't know the full story because in our town, that was called snitching. I come from a view where they tell you to fear the white man, but it's my kind sleeping next door that keeps molesting me. Trying to force me to suck his dick, beating down our mother because she chose to wear a sheer shirt one day. I come from a view where the cable lines divide the sky, a place where you learn about coke because you get accused of stealing drugs you had no idea was being cooked in your room in the first place. I come from a view where the cable lines divide the sky, a forsaken place where screams were your alarm for saying, you didn't escape this shit today. Bruises, black eyes, rape was just an average day. Since mama wore them like accessories on her face, I guess they were just like earrings that clicked right into place. My view of the sky would get foggier by social aspects. News of violence taking my friends. See, there's this thing in the hood. We never communicate support like syrup on pancakes. English being my second language, my Spanish friends making fun of my poor image. It's a place where no one bothers to give you a compliment. No one sees you moving out of the 5th floor unless you're evicted. It's an address where food stamps are sold for cash so we can afford new nails and Jordans. I know, I see it now when it comes out every paycheck. I come from nothing except cable lines that never powered a good day. Until I decided to cut them down so you can look at me sky face to face, see the sunrise and the sunset. So go ahead, tell me I'm worthless. without using the moon eclipse as your fucking sidekick. I'll tell you. I came from a view where the cable lines divided the sky. But today, I'm holding the mic saying, I found a new cable line. That allowed me to survive every challenge without any man present. I was just gonna do those two. But since y'all was up here being generous, I figured let me not be the modest poet again tonight. So this one is my message that I wanted everybody to gain from the Serpent's Rattle. Victim, the name you don't want to hear. Victim, the last checkbox you wish to stay unchecked. Victim, the last thing you want to write in a police report. Victim, the one title you never want to murmur. Victim, the last story you never wish to tell. It happened. Your home was invaded. Molestation, sexual assault, rape, abuse. A Goliath of inflicted pain. Your story matters. What was done to you was wrong in so many ways. No matter how big or small, you deserve to keep that smile on your face. This is not a normality, no matter how many times you hear it happen to your friends. Don't allow this abnormality to make you feel normal enduring the pain. Love can be gentle and kind. You are not exempt from being happy for choosing to speak up. They will ask you 1,000,000 times to tell your story. They will take 1,000,000 pictures, making you feel more embarrassed with each flash. The prosecutors will come. They will twist your words. You may not even win your court case. Your predator may get away, hurt another the same, or even worse. What matters is that you said no, even if you just whispered it. You are not a victim. You are an innocent bystander, and you have the permission to say, I will not be anyone's puppet any longer. You are still the king or queen of your home. Don't give away your crown to the intruder enforcing their stay. So to tie all that together, the reason why I said that is because, yes, I come from a background where there was abuse. My mother was abused by my stepfather. He did come after me as well. That was the majority of my childhood. But I'm proud to stand before you to say that didn't matter. I went to school. I got my bachelor's degree. Yes. I got a master's degree. Yes. I got a good job. Yes. I have a husband and I have 2 kids. Yes. I'm doing all right in life.
No, you're doing good.
Don't use it as the excuse to keep you down.
you're following her. Make sure you connect with her while you're here. She has 2 books, and I know her. She bought that paper. She might not have a table, but she has them in her car. So, get a copy today and get it signed and take a picture, okay? Now, our next artist, I have seen him perform. You're about to be blessed. Marcus Mel Williams is a native of Birmingham, Alabama. He is a poet, an actor, and dancer. He is the creator and the host of Slice of Life, Pop-Up, Open Mic Series, and an advocate for and proud member of the LGBTQ community. For inquiries and info, make sure you visit his website, marcusml.com, and guess what? You know how his bio ends? It gets better from here, so make space for this blessing right now. Marcus Ml.
Thank you so much for that dope introduction. I hope I can live up. How y'all doing tonight? Let's give it up for genre urban. Yes. Oh, thank you so much, Nakeysha, for this opportunity. Thank you so much to Bowery. And this is a moment for me. I came to New York in 2016, completely unexpected. Like I said, I'm from Birmingham. I was accustomed to just going to college, grabbing my degree, go out, get the job, stay in Birmingham, and just relax. But God saw different. And so I'm here, and I'm thankful for it. Tonight, I have a piece called The Wall that I wrote in last year. And it's a piece that's designed to help me heal, and in turn, I look for it to help you heal in whatever that means for you. The wall represents the story that each one of us have, and this is mine, a part of it. You are looking at a brick wall. These are the bricks that make the wall. This wall is built. My bad.
Sorry.
This microphone, listen, I'm ready to take on this microphone right quick without Yeah.
Take your time, take your time.
You are looking at a brick wall. These are the bricks that make the wall. This wall is to block the expectations. This wall is to block the status quo. This wall is to block the toxic energy. This wall has a ladder. This wall separates our experiences. This wall is for the rebirth. Nobody wants to be judged. Nobody wants to build a wall. This wall is for the family. Maturation and paranoia, little devils on the paper during free draw. Granddaddy told me I'm going to hell. His granddaddy told him that he's going to hell. I don't know my daddy. He doesn't know his daddy. My mama on drugs. His mother is on drugs. No, I promise to be good. He never breaks his promise. He has been made a promise that he's to go to hell. He has a chance to go to heaven, but guess what that entails? Dear God, she showed me how to read and write, and then she got the hell away from me. I used to blame her. And then I remember the time that I was killed as soon as I came out of the womb. I remember the time that I was chained to the back of the truck, dragged down the dirt road. I remember the time that I was raped and castrated. I remember the blood. It was so much blood. The heat from the sugar, the buzz of the flies. I remember the time when there was no space between me and the other bodies as we traveled the distant shores. Bodies bloody, backs burning, somebody's taking a shit on my hand. My foot is covered in pee. The man on top of me hadn't gone to sleep and we all chained in this together. I remember. She wanted to break my back, break me down. She said it was better than them doing it. She wanted me to avoid growing up, to avoid getting lynched for looking at him like that, out here in my backyard like that, 20 times like that. She couldn't help me avoid it, but she did as much as she could. Dear God, are our thoughts and feelings the same thoughts and feelings of our ancestors before our ancestors became our ancestors? The times they haven't told us about? The times they'll never tell us about? Are we extensions of them? Living and reliving what they wanted to live? Or do we just live our own lives? Nobody wants to be judged. That's why I could walk away. I wasn't happy. I wanted to be happy. Sometimes you do what you gotta do. She did. They said amputate. She died. She taught me what I know. She gave me a home. She taught me what I know. She gave me a home. She taught me what I know. She gave me a home. She taught me what I know. She gave me a home. She taught me what I know. She did. I still haven't treated her like she deserves. I hate myself for that. I hate myself for that. Sometimes I hate myself. That's why I could walk away. I wasn't happy. I wanted to be happy. I love her words of wisdom. Do what makes you happy. I love her words of wisdom. Do what makes you happy. Words to live by. Who can feel that? Snap your fingers with me. Hey, I say, I love her words of wisdom. Do what makes you happy. Words to live by. That's why I could walk away. I wasn't happy. Hey, I wanted to be happy. Who had to walk away from something before? That's why I could walk away. Okay. Happy. Come on now. Hey, I wanted to be happy. Hey, be happy. Thank you. Thank you. So there have been just a lot of things being thrown. I started out as a teacher. I taught for about 4.5 years, and then I was like, I gotta go. It just is what it is at this moment, you know. And but it wasn't that I wanted to get away from the work of it. It was the BS underneath that we need to get together and fix. That's just it. Education is not a secret how bad it is, right? And so it caused me to get out and just explore different things. And art was what captured me. And it's been since 2012, so I'm very grateful to be right here. 2019 at Valley Poetry. Yes. Thank you, Nakeysha. So this piece, I just put it out. So in 2015, I was living in Atlanta. I did a piece called Smoke and Mirrors. And so I went in, I recorded it, and y'all, I had this thing like real low key. I didn't say anything about it. Going through the artist thing, judging myself over and over again. And this year I decided, you know what? I'm 33. There's a few things that I want to just zap right here at 33. And one of those things is fear. Fear is nothing but smoke and mirrors. So tonight, because I'm here at Bowery, and this is like the first thing that I did at Bowery, I think. So yeah, I think it was, wasn't it? Wasn't it the first thing? Yeah, it was. Okay, so yeah, I'm happy I want to do it tonight. And if you want to check it out, it's available on all the streaming platforms and stuff. So definitely. Thank you so much. It's all smoke and mirrors. Thick and sickening, this haze is playing tricks on my mind. 1,000 tries, 1,000 lies. The smoke and mirrors. It's all just smoke and mirrors. Can you forgive me? The wrong that I've done, that you've done, that we've done? Can you forgive the broken promises, the dreams? We lost the grip that we had on reality because we were focusing on the fantasy instead of what's true. True. What did it mean the nights you cried? I wiped the tears from your eyes, listened to you whine, just so you could shine like a fat diamond out of dusty coal. You explode, I explode in your presence. But before I make another single other investment, I want to know, is it all just smoke and mirrors? Thick and sickening, thick and sickening. The haze is playing tricks on my mind. 1,000 tries, 1,000 lies. The smoke and mirrors is all just smoke and mirrors. All just smoke and mirrors. Smoke and mirrors. Smoke and mirrors. Is it all just smoke and mirrors? Thank you. My name is Marcus Emil. That was my time. It gets better from here. Thank you so much.
All right, we have 2 more performances, but I want to just say my thank yous and let those 2 performers give us what they have. First of all, I just want to say that I'm a person, I'll tell people all the time, like, I don't have a religion, but I always say that creativity is divinity. And so this is that. This space for me is that. And so thank you, everyone who came out. I really appreciate your presence, the time that you took. I appreciate your creativity, your art. I appreciate your time. I want to acknowledge a few people in the audience, and then I'm going to sit down and we're going to wrap this one up. First of all, recently, I guess it's been a couple of months now, but I am now a producer for a podcast called Story Collider. So we have a celebrity in the audience. She doesn't know this, but I call her the big homie. Erin Barker. experienced so much. The Story Collider, besides genre, is probably one of my favorite things that exists. It's a science podcast that incorporates science stories told in a narrative way.
Oh, wow.
And to be honest, 150%, since we're always being honest on this stage, that there have been moments where I have been like in fits of anxiety, like, okay, I need to calm down. I want to hear a story. And that is the connection that I have with Story Collider. I don't know if I ever really told you that, but it helps me. And so I'm so thankful that I'm part of it. Now I'm a producer for Chicago and Milwaukee. And those things are about to go down. Check out Story Collider. I want to acknowledge Shanice.
Woo!
Shanice runs an open mic over roundabout. That's how you know I'm not from here. Over roundabout Queens. Over roundabout over yonder. So it's called Open Mic Renegades. Yes, absolutely, 150%. So please make sure you see these women. You already see why I chose Mia to be the host, because her energy is the livest. She's lying. I love her. We also have Quaylee. Tell me what your podcast name is again.
New Traditional Podcast.
New Traditional Podcast. We recently started a project that I'm falling into so many things, right? So recently, it's not a podcast. It's like a recording. I don't know. We're doing a thing called In Conversation with this dope woman named Tamu in Milan, and she's from New York by way of Jamaica, and now in Milan, and it's just insane. Like, all of these amazing opportunities are popping off for me.
Go, girl.
And so, anyway, I would like to thank my Uncle Adrian, as I always do, because he just, that's my motherfucker right there. And just everyone who came out to perform, I really appreciate it. I thank everyone who came in attendance. Thank you. I'm going to sit down so that we can have our last two acts. Thank you.
All right. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. So awesome,
Thank
right?
you.
Give it up one more time for Nakeysha and this space. And so now I'm so excited to introduce the next act, because the next act is me, right? Y'all like that segue, right?
Yes.
And so, short bio, like the official stuff. You can find me somewhere between Harlem and the heavens. I am the author of She's Come Undone. Even though I'm like super ratchet, I am ratchetemic. I have 2 master's degrees, so if you want to book me for a workshop or a lecture, I have those credentials.
Please do
okay?
it.
So I'll see y'all there in the class, in the workshop. I also will be, writing for me is very healing, very therapeutic, and I will soon be hosting Writing for Healing workshops. So make sure that you are following me, you are connected, so that we can begin to heal together. It's a process, it's a journey, and let's do it together. So for my first piece I'm going to do, I'm going to require some audience participation. If you all don't want to participate, it's all right. I see you though. However, I need most of y'all, at least. This is a new thing. I'm going to try it because somebody gave me this unsolicited advice. And God is working on me, so I was like, I'm going to take it. I'm gonna try it. And this is a playground for creatives, so why not try it here and play with it? Most of my work is very autobiographical. I write what was, what is, and what I hope shall be. And I write about the things that I love and the things that move me. And I love, so this first piece I'm going to do, I love my brothers. So I write for them very often. And so in this piece, what I need from you is, when I say, and we, you're going to say, and we shame you for it. Let's try that first. And we shame you for it. Then you're going to go, and we and we blame you for it. And we
blame you for it.
All right, let's try one more time. And we
shame you for it.
And we
blame you for it.
Y'all got it. Let me find out. Y'all all artists in here. And we blame you for it. The world has battered you until all that's left of you is shadow and bone. They have bruised you and broken down your resilience. Your spirit is disjointed. Your strength has been exploited. So you seek out counterfeit measures to create moments of pleasure in which you feel whole. And we
shame you for it.
And we
blame you for it.
The strength of the rising sun is in your shoulders. You pay the price for that in bullets when they can't handle your light. They chained you to the block by the laces of your Jordans so that you can be an eyewitness to murders that you can never speak of.
Period.
And then you have to watch them by the block that you grew up on for pennies on a dime, but they will never give you a dime. And the same crime that they locked your uncle up for, they profiting off of now. And we
blame you for it.
And we
blame you for it.
And they still tell you that the surest way to succeed is to get an education, but walk into that building that you are begging to take your seed and fertilize and turn into America's next great mind, and you will find that they are focused on making sure he knows how to walk in a straight line. Why? So that he can be another good employee or a cog that fits perfectly in the prison pipeline.
That's what I'm talking about.
The system was not designed for you. It was designed to extricate all the magnificence that exists inside of you. And we
shame you for it.
And we blame you for it. When we should be filling your belly with turmeric milk and rubbing your skin with cloves of garlic and aloe vera to heal your battle wounds. But we shame you for it. And we blame you for it. Instead of helping you prune the dead leaves so that you can finally breathe, and we shame you for it. And we blame you for it. And I'm sorry. Thank you. And now for this next one, I'm going to put this mic down because it makes me feel restricted sometimes.
All right.
Okay.
Then I can't
Be free. Be
Right?
free.
So, and this poem is about being free too.
All
So
right.
that's perfect. That's perfect. She was never me. I made my bed so I could lie in it like I had been taught. I didn't go to sleep to dream, just follow the pattern of those around me swimming aimlessly upstream. You see, they tried to drown me the first time they heard me dream out loud, forcing me to deny the crimes of my ancestors, pumping through my bloodstream. They screamed that like the sun, the reason for my existence is to bring light to men. Not stand behind counters, ringing up purchases for them. And there is no way possible that all of my majesty could ever fit properly into a poorly constructed cubicle.
Please
So I stayed up late one night and did the math. The equation didn't add up. The scales, they were in balance. You see, I figured out that because you drank life through a bitter cup, it made it easy for you to throw dirt on me and try and make me believe that a black woman ain't got no right nor the time to dream.
All right.
There were too many other things to preoccupy my mind, so I stepped on every landmine that you laid out for me. I traded in my power for doubt. You see, for years I let you beat me at 3-card Monte, had me counting your losses as mine. But baby, the time is up now. Ain't no prince come and kiss me, but I woke now.
Hey.
And who you thought I was, that's not who I am. And who you said I could be and what I was created for are two totally separate entities. So stand back and watch as I strip the grave clothes off of my dreams and pull these clothes you tried to bury me in apart by the seams. I am propelling into a territory that you have never seen. And make sure you take a picture, because I know I look like somebody that you know, but she was never me, and I was never she. I am an entirely new creation. I am a flower growing without restriction. I no longer have any inhibitions.
All right.
Come and pluck a petal if you dare, but you better prepare to experience these thorns, because I will never let you take another dream from me for free.
All right.
See, I promise you, the girl that you once knew, she was never me. Thank you so much.
You did that.
She does that.
Period.
Period. Like sit girl.
Excellent.
Don't get me started. Wait till it's on. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Our next and our final artist closing us out, but
Yes.
last but not least, so you know we're gonna enjoy this, is Benji Katz. He is a bass playing poet from Cincinnati, Ohio.
All right.
He received his MFA from Bowling Green State University. His work has appeared or is in a forthcoming in the Oakland Review, Lancome Flair, Military Experience,
Okay.
The Arts, and Watershed Review. Go ahead with your bad self. I see that. His debut solo EP, Swarm Sounds, is available on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, and all other major streaming platforms. Give it up for Benji Katz.
That's Benji.
All right.
Come on now.
Thank you very much. Let me just get set up real quick.
Take your time.
Take your time with them credentials.
Those credentials haven't got me a job, but hopefully they'll get me somewhere.
You created one. You created one.
It's coming. And you got
All right. This song's called Locks and Pigskin.
All right.
It's about racism in football.
Yeah.
The two go hand in hand for some reason.
All right.
My papa told me Schwarzers give themselves a bad name when they dance in the end zone. So I said, when's the last time you saw a Jewish man naked there? If he had, maybe he would dance the hora, and grumbling fans who hope the helmet hides all personality would insist he quite connivingly bargained his way in, which may not have been less than true. He may have had to negotiate his way onto the field with cunning wit and an immigrant's work ethic to trick the narrow minds of coaches, scouts, and analysts who assess the silhouettes of greatness on the gridiron as if their shoulder pads can bear the weight of prejudice and never buckle. But how about the triumph in emerging from the trenches? Cleated strides, a catalyst for astroturf explosions, sending tire-nubbin shrapnel through the air like 4th and July fireworks. And
not even vaguely reminiscent of broken glass. Every single yard we gain away from our mutually destructive huddles is cause for excessive celebration. Thank you. So I really love to lighten the mood with my work, and this next song's about a friend of mine who's addicted to heroin.
Heroin is light.
It's all about the levity.
Excuse me?
I beg to differ.
Johnny pigeon-toes to school with a syringe sticking out of his chucks. He doesn't talk much, but he carries the conversation for the good children waiting for the yellow bus. Chameleon serum shifting from red to jaundiced in the violet wake. He was a track star until he slipped a disc and flipped his script for a quicker fix. Now he covers track marks and magic marker murals, ornery leprechauns and bearded pinup girls, dancing cheek to cheek into sleeves not slung from a tattoo gun, but from necessity, a mistress to which he is internally loyal. It's obvious to everyone but him what's going on. The teachers let him nod off and chalk it up to trouble at home. At least it's not impacting his performance. The gibbuses he scribbles still scans, bubbles fully filled. In chemistry class, he answers complex questions, eagerly, his teeth spilling out onto the desk like knuckle bones. His classmates cackle at the scattering, withholding worry in their unerupted wisdom. They know he's either on the ball or something else that makes him tingle. The grades he makes would get him into any institution. With a soldered cellophane bag in his locker, pocket, vein, an entirely different kind. Expulsion is a state of mind. He signs the valedictorian's yearbook. Johnny with a hunch. His gutterball brain spins in its skull as all the pins wobble. He kindly asks for access to the bathroom and comes back with a smile, numb to joy. It's obvious to everyone but him that it's obvious to everyone he's already embalmed. Johnny pigeon-toed to school with a syringe sticking out of his chucks. He never talked much, but he still carries the conversation for the kids with too much to discuss. The last one I'll do is the last one on the album I put out recently. It's on Spotify and all that stuff, called Swarm Sounds.
What is it called? Wait.
Swarm Sounds.
Yes.
Shameless plug. Download it.
It's not shameless. That's what we're here for.
I appreciate the plug.
Yes.
And thank you guys for having me. Nakeysha. Great host. We all want someone to trace our wrinkles tenderly one day, with fingertips nostalgic for the hidden fleshy bottom. Someone to skew the ratio of hindsight to our collective future. Visions we develop and the stigmatism forward toward dusk, having spent life impulse shopping for infinity in vacant thrift stores. The thatched roofs of these clearance sale kiosks leaking steadily, like a morphine drip, or the opposite of it. Toe-tap torrential, drop-lit reminder that potential doesn't exist, not in pocket or in fist. There are only granules, compact and opportune, or floating, lonely, in an overcrowded dune. A burial mound inevitably eroding. See, life for most of us is not a beach, but a sandbox where a kid just threw a fit, fighting back the sunburn with a plastic shovel melting in our grip. Park in sunlight quakes beneath the floppy shoestring stampede. Velcro torn screeches alerting the herd of who's behind in early paces. Binkies have gone extinct and been replaced by earbuds. Apathy for those too broke for daycare.
Yes, right.
The grandma barely shakes, her weight failing to reach the children fumbling around with disassociated limbs, to which she can relate. Tempur-Pedic soles producing wood chip ripples. Toddlers tripping on the wake, slow motion topple over these tiny hurdles hidden in the pattern of their play. But who's to slather ointment on the scrape? The young with tattered nerves, or the old, convinced this may just be a waste. See, life for most of us is not a beach, but a sandbox where a kid just took a shit, fighting back the sunburn with a plastic shovel melting in our grip.
For coming out. Thank you, Nakeysha, for organizing this for us. This is beautiful. Thank you, Valerie, for having us. Thank you to every artist who shared their gift, their talent, their soul. Do not leave here without supporting someone in some form or fashion. Make sure you pick up a print of Genre Urban Arts' latest issue at the table over there. If you have extra money, if you have a swipe, go Go over there. Your credit is messed up already anyway, so it's not gonna hurt, right? Go and support artists here. We're streaming. We have books. See Astrid. I have books. I have T-shirts. I have my suitcase. I got y'all. Come and see me, and I'll hook you up. There is another event transitioning in, so we have to wrap it up very quickly. And if you have no money, you can't swipe either. Just make sure you at least follow somebody online. Share their content so somebody else you know who has money. We all know one person has money. Can buy their stuff. All right? Good night. God bless y'all.